So today we're going to talk about at least 5 things that will inadvertently age you. If you ever felt like the years are just catching up with you, and I know that feeling, but guess what? Stop. It's not your age. It is your mindset. And I'm about to share 5 sneaky ways that you may be aging yourself without even realizing it. So stick with me, because by the end of this video, you will be armed with the truth about how to keep your mind, your body, and your spirit youthful no matter what your birth certificate says.
Life happens while we're making plans, no dress rehearsals, we get no second chance.
Hi, I'm Kim. Welcome to my channel, where it is not about age, it's about mindset. And this channel is for women who refuse to be defined by a number and instead focus on fulfilling their purpose. So whether you're 45, 75, younger or older, it doesn't matter. Here we share the same drive, and that is to stop pushing down our dreams and start fully embracing life and what we were meant and even called to be. This space is for women who know that there is so much more for them, and they are ready to step into it fully, boldly, confidently, limitless, and ageless. Okay, so number 1, it could be your perspective on age. In other words, if you believe that aging is about falling apart, it has a negative connotation. And actually, I say the word aging does have a negative connotation, and that's why I don't really subscribe to aging. I believe that every year is a blessing. So every year that God gives us to be on this planet, that is a blessing. Age is a blessing. Aging, however, is a choice. People choose to age. And how do they do that? They do it subconsciously by the very same things that I'm going to talk about today. So it could, number 1, be your perspective. So if you view age in a negative way, if you view age as falling apart, if you view age as becoming irrelevant, if you view age as decline, then of course you're going to begin to play that out in your own life. As a man thinketh, so is he. So if I believe that with every year my life is on a decline, then that is exactly what I will play out in my life. So this is something that we really have to take seriously, because our mind is what's leading even our body. If you're always saying, oh, at this age, you have to take a lot of medication. At this age, you have a lot of aches and pains. You're, first of all, recognizing, accepting something that you don't want in your life. It's a form of meditation, actually. And typically when you think of meditating, you meditate on the things that you want in your life, not the things that you don't want. So why do we sit and speak things about age that we don't want? Everybody does not age in the same way. And you will find there are many people, they have quite a number of years, but they are so vibrant and young that you forget the number of years that they have. Research has found that people who associated age with growth, wisdom, vitality, getting better, they aged very differently. They managed to maintain better physical health and cognitive function, because this is the way that they were thinking, and they even walked faster than those who saw aging as you're going downhill now. So watch what you say, watch what you meditate on, watch the words that other people say around you. You don't always have to accept what you hear. Accept what you desire. Look for the people who are exemplifying what you desire as you stay on this planet longer. There are so many people who have been on the planet a long time, and they're actually getting better. Did you ever see that woman? Do you have a friend? Do you know someone who, for some reason, she looks better now than she did when she was younger? Look for that type of evidence and choose, that's going to be me. Remember, your brain is taking orders from you, and your body is listening. Let's think about the legendary Iris Apfel. Do you remember her? She was fantastic. She died at 102 and she was still, I remember when she was 100, she was still out and about being the fashion icon that she was. She made a choice and she lived life on her terms. And at no point did she really reference age as much as being. And I think that she's a great example. Look for people like her and let that be what defines you. So the lesson here is instead of I'm getting old, start saying things like I'm getting better and my best days are ahead of me. I honestly believe that. I don't think that my life is yet as good as it's going to be. I believe that my best days are ahead of me. So I get up in the morning not thinking, oh my God, my feet ache and that all the, whatever these things are that people want to focus on. I'm thinking about, okay, now I'm one step closer to where I want to be in my life. I'm one step closer to the better life that I dream of. Number two is, of course, accepting society's belief around age. And we are constantly being peddled with society's belief around age. We are being programmed every day. And these are the things that are dropping into your subconscious mind that you have to check. Even the pharmaceutical companies are in on it, right? Like we're watching television, and of course, there are a million ads from the pharmaceutical companies telling you that, as you get older, you're going to need medication for this and medication for that and medication for the next thing. And it seems like, oh, it's just natural that as you stay on this planet, you're going to need medication because, of course, your body's falling apart. You're getting older. This is what you do when you get older. And then we see these, little pill boxes with all these pills that you see on television shows and movies where, somebody who's got a little age on them, they've got all these pills that they have to take every day. These are not vitamins. These are pills, right? They got to take this for the heart and then they got to take that to combat what the pill for the heart is doing, etc. And they make it seem as if this is normal. This is what you can expect. But if we buy into that, we will become just that. We have to check what mass consciousness is telling us. We have to check what we are watching every day because every day the subconscious mind is being programmed to think that because you're here longer, that absolutely means that you are going to be on a decline and falling apart. Did you know that in some countries, there are people who are in their 80s, 90s, living to be centurions, and they are in great shape. They're riding their bicycles, they're going out for walks, they're doing their gardening, and they are living their lives every single day and enjoying it. And they're not sick. They're not incapacitated. They're able to ride a bike in Japan. That means that they're able to keep their balance. So once again, look for the evidence of what you want, not the evidence of what you don't want, and be mindful. Put a check on those things that are trying to subconsciously program your mind to believe what everyone else is believing. So choose your influences wisely. Surround yourself with people who see aging as an evolution and not an expiration. I see aging as an evolution. I'm constantly evolving. And when things happen, different to my body, then that's a part of the evolution. Obviously, no, your body's not going to be the same, but that doesn't mean that you're growing old. It means that you are still evolving, right? So you go through menopause. It's a part of evolution, not a part of expiration. And you can choose to look at it as you want to. Number three is thinking that it's too late to change. Too late. Oh, I've been overweight my entire life. It's too late for me to change that. Or it's too late for me to start learning something new. I always wanted to be, a psychologist, but it's too late now. I already got my degree in something else. Why? Why? Do you know that I know of this doctor who started out as an attorney, or was it the other way around? I think he started out as a doctor, and when he was 65, he decided to become an attorney. Right? There's something to this because think about it. That means that he hasn't put any type of limit on himself, not even on his life expectancy. We don't know how long we're going to live. So if you are afraid to change because you're thinking you don't have time to change, right there, that is a psychology that is probably not working in your favor. At any point in time, we can change. It's never too late to change, to do something new, to start something different, to show up differently, even to change your personality, right? You may have been one way and you at any point could decide, I'm going I don't want to be like that anymore. I've lived, I've learned, and now I'm going to be different. At any point, you can do that. We are not stuck in any way. As a matter of fact, neuroscientists will tell you that our brains are still growing and we can develop new patterns, new habits. It's called neuroplasty. The brain is constantly evolving and developing. And if you give it something to do, you can change a habit that you've had forever if you want to. You are not stuck in any pattern. And at any point, you can change. So, one of the things that we often do is we inadvertently age ourselves by saying, it's too late for this. It's too late for that. It's too late for the next thing. Oh, I've been like this all my life. Oh, it's been, 50 years of this, and I guess I can't. Well, whatever we say to ourselves, it is the truth. But at any point, we can choose to change that narrative and tell our brain something different. And if you get into that subconscious, you kind of reprogram the way you're thinking about things. Just by seeing things differently can shift the programming that we have. And I don't care how long that programming has been. You have the ability because your brain can change. The only thing that is missing is your perspective and your will. So this thing about you can't teach an old dog new tricks, it's a lie. It's a lie. Because thanks to now neuroscientists have discovered neuroplasty, your brain never stops developing. So you can pick up a new skill, you can find something new, something that you're interested in. I mean, I don't think you should do things that you're not interested in, because of course that's going to play a role as well, right? So if you don't really like to dance, you don't have to dance because somebody told you you can change to something that you desire, so that you can easily tell yourself, oh, this is something that we want. And then your brain will work along with you. So no more too late talk. It's never too late. It's never too late to become, especially who you were created to be. So that thing that you have had in your heart for the longest time that you wanted to do, be, or become, and you believe that it is a whole component to why you're here on this planet, if that thing is still weighing on you, if you are still regretting not doing something, maybe you took a different path, if you want to recalibrate at this point, if it's still weighing on you, that means that you need to do that. Don't ignore that. Don't use it's too late to do it as your excuse, or as a confirmation. If it's still on your heart and you know it can help other people and you know it's a part of the reason that you're on this planet, then I say to you, you must do it. You must do it. So don't think it's too late. That's my encouragement to you. Number 4 is resistance to change. And my God, the world is changing so much faster than it ever has, right? Technology is on a speed that is, I don't know if we can really all keep up, but don't assume that you can't keep up. And don't decide, more importantly, that you're not going to keep up. Oh, it's just going too fast. It's too much change. And being the quintessential old person complaining about change. No, the world is changing. Technology is moving. The way people see the world is changing. And it doesn't mean that you have to change your values or anything like that. But it is understanding that you're a part of a world that is moving. And because you're here, this is your world too. Your world was not back there. The good old days, as Billy Joel said, weren't always good, and tomorrow ain't as bad as it seems. So let's not assume that back then was much better than now could possibly be, because that may or may not be true. Yeah, it's great to reminisce on great things from the past, but don't let that preclude you from fully experiencing what you can enjoy right here, right now, in the present, and even in the future. As a matter of fact, studies published in the Journal of Psychology have proven that people who are open to change, who are looking at new things and staying abreast, they experience less cognitive decline. So stay in tune, stay abreast, stay apart, be a participant in the present. Let's not get stuck in the past. Number 5, before I get to number 5, remember, flexibility is youth. Rigidity is aging, right? When you think about it, a part of being young is being flexible and being able to be nimble and go with the flow. Young people are nimble. People, and I don't even want to say young people who see themselves as a part tend to be nimble. I remember my mom's friend. She worked probably until she was 65. And I remember that as she became one of the older people at her company, she was right in there learning and growing with the rest of the team. She valued the younger people. She learned from them because they were learning technology faster. And she never separated herself as, oh, I can't do that. I'm getting old. No, she stayed in tune. She stayed abreast. She stayed in flow. She stayed in motion. And I guess that's what we really want to do. And so when you think about it, youth is flexible, youth is in motion. And rigidity, when I get stuck, that's aging. If I'm not in motion, of course I'm going to decline. If I'm not moving forward and I'm just standing here, there's going to be a decline, definitely. Number 5, another thing that could be diminishing your youth, that maybe, putting an uptick on aging for you, could be that you are too serious. Now, don't get me wrong. I know life is serious. And when life is lifing, there's just so much going on. But at some point, we have to learn to relax and enjoy and play and have fun, because this is what creates the endorphins that we need to keep us young, to make life enjoyable. Do not allow yourself to become so bogged down. And one of the things I would suggest, oh my gosh, turn off that television. You don't need to see every iota of the news and everything that's going on every single day. Because if you're filling your mind with things that are stressing you out or even becoming angry, and I say this to myself, not that I'm like big on, well, yes, I am. I'm not big on watching, the news, but I am kind of big on news. And sometimes what is happening in the here and now can agitate you, right? It agitates your spirit. You see this happening in politics in your country. You see this unfairness. You see this act of violence, whatever it is. And it can be very agitating, and it can make, everything just seem very serious. And you could be plagued with a lot of negative feelings. Now, you do know that every time we have a negative feeling, it actually creates chemical reactions in our bodies that in turn harm us physically. In other words, every time we have a negative feeling or feelings of resentment or feelings of anger, these emotions generate chemical reactions in our body that is detrimental to our health. And so one of the things that is inadvertently aging us is the things that we take on and we take in, and we can't laugh, we can't play, we can't be light because of all of these external things going on. And sometimes you just need to relax. You need to become grateful, thankful for what is right in your life. Make light of some things, laugh, and allow the endorphins to fill you so that your body can release some of that negative energy. And I'm going to stick in here forgiveness. And I think I'll probably do a whole video on this. But your ability to forgive will also enhance your youthfulness. When we do not forgive, when we hold resentment, when we hold anger towards someone, when we decide that we're going to hold a grudge against someone, but once again, that is a whole negative energy. That is a whole chemical reaction that is working against you. And guess what? It goes somewhere in your body. Somewhere in your body. I'll never forget when I was watching a promo for The Butler, and Forrest Whitaker, very famous and fantastic actor, he was doing a promo and he was being interviewed on some talk show about this upcoming movie. And one of the things that he said that I will never forget, he said that this movie, which was kind of a period piece, so it was back in the 60s, his character experienced some loss. He lost his son after his son went to war. He begged him not to, and he lost him. So there were things that happened in his life. And he said to the interviewer, watch by the end of this movie. And of course, he started out maybe in his, 30s, let's just say. And by the end of the movie, he's in his 70s. I don't know exactly how long the span was. But the point is, he said to the interviewer, watch how I drag my leg a little bit at the end of the movie. And he was a butler in the White House. And so he's walking down this long hallway in the White House, and he's slightly dragging his leg. And he said, that's where I put some of my pain. The pain that we hold and do not release will manifest in our bodies in some way. Doctors have said unforgiveness, resentment. Yes, sometimes it turns into cancer in the body, but we'll talk about that another time. What I want to tell you or encourage you to do is to live, to learn to be light, to laugh, and let the endorphins heal you. Laughter is healing to the bones in Proverbs. And listen, the longer our bones are around, the more healing and more life we need going to our bones. So inadvertently, many of us are aging ourselves. We don't even realize we're doing it. So I hope that today I brought some things to light for you, because these are things that you can begin to work on and change today that will make a difference as you move forward and live the life that you were created to live with boldness, limitlessly, and agelessly. Have a good one. If this video resonated with you, remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Hope to see you again soon.
Where's the time nobody knows? As I look back, it's plain to see. Instead of living life, life's living me. The life I lead don't feel like mine. I'm afraid I'm running out of time, wasting time on things I can't control. Too little time on dreams I hold. Life happens while we're making plans. No dress rehearsals, we get no second chance. Turn my dreams into reality. Got to live my life, no more life living me. Each new year I make my plans, then I get caught up in circumstance. Life's so hard, but it shouldn't be. No life is here by happenstance. Each has a purpose.